What's up, guys? Welcome into Trainer Talk Tuesday. Got a good one here for you today. We're going to talk to you and give you tips on how you can drink a gallon of water every day. And yes, every day, not coffee, not tea, the main one here is the sparkling water that a lot of you like to drink. That's a big one, the flavored waters, the things with the carbonation there. We're just talking about good old high quality H2O. So guys, hope you guys are all having a great day. Welcome in, and let's just go ahead and get right to it.
Yes, guys, so 75% of Americans are considered chronically and clinically dehydrated. So this is an incredibly important topic. Obviously, we all know that water is good for us. We know that we need it for survival. So we're going to get right into it on how you can get that gallon of water in every single day and stay hydrated and healthy. So number one, we recommend that people start drinking water early. So we want you to drink 16 ounces of water before you even brush your teeth. A common mistake that we see in the industry when we're working with clients is that they can't get their water in because they just start too late. A lot of people don't even take a sip of water until sometime in the late afternoon. So it's going to be very difficult for you to get that gallon of water in if you're not starting until 1 or 2 p.m. So guys, 16 ounces of water before you brush your teeth. That's going to trigger your thirst mechanism, so it's going to make you thirstier and make you want to grab that water more frequently throughout the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to lead up to, is just talking about increasing your urge to want to drink water more regularly once you give it to yourself early, and you can incorporate that in a numerous amount of ways as well. But definitely start early, first thing in the morning. That's typically how I even like to do it myself, because that way I get my system and everything aware and alerted, and it's like it's just waking myself up, and then getting the rest of that water in and just having a craving to do so throughout the rest of the day is a lot easier. And then on days where I'm very, very undisciplined on this and I'm not even thinking about it, or I don't start with the water, if I know I'm going to do something else, and let's say I got up and I had a soda or so, I drank something with some sugar in it, and then typically I don't get any water in for that day, because not only do I not thinking about drinking water, that craving to have it just isn't there, so it really slips on my mind into that thirstiness catches up to me, and I need something that's actually going to replenish my body versus what I've been drinking throughout that day already. So once your body gets to that point where you're really ultimately thirsty and you need to quench your thirst, you need to meet that craving, whatever the case may be. However, guys, then that's all we're just trying to say is that just get jump start early on that. That way your system and everything can be alerted, and then that craving to just want to drink water is just naturally there, but it's not even something that you have to force yourself to do.
And that kind of leads us into number 2, guys, which is reducing or completely eliminating sugary drinks.
I guess I just spoke about why you should be doing that in the first place.
That's exactly what Nate was touching base on here. If you guys are consuming drinks that are high in sugar, high in caffeine, you're going to dehydrate yourself, number 1. And so anytime you drink 8 ounces of a dehydrating liquid, something like coffee, something like processed juices or soda, okay? These things are going to dehydrate you. So if you drink 8 ounces, you have to double the amount of water that you get to rehydrate yourself. So in that scenario, you would need 16 ounces additional water to whatever you're supposed to be consuming for that day. So we're talking about a gallon a day. You would have to do 16 more ounces added onto that to make up for what you consumed in liquids prior. Also, guys, these drinks they're really high in calories. They're not good for you. And as Nate mentioned, whether it's in liquid form or not, if you're consuming a large amount of sugar, it's going to completely get rid of your body's craving and natural need for healthy foods or for water. So, yeah, your body is going to survive. It's gonna, do what it has to do in order to survive. So if you're giving it all sugar, it's gonna figure out how to work around that, but to the detriment of your health. So guys, make sure that you, like Nate said, you're quenching that thirst with water. That's what you're giving your body what it needs, not what your brain wants. And really reducing and eliminating those drinks is gonna be a huge component of that, because if you're not drinking a whole bunch of soda or whatever your choice of liquid is for the day, alcohol even, right? Then you're gonna be inclined to drink more water naturally, because you have to give your body some type of liquid, right? You have to do that. And we all know that. You can't go long without drinking water or without drinking some type of liquid, especially, right? So make sure that you guys do that. That's gonna be a huge one. And then number 3, Nate's pretty big on this, bigger than I am.
Yep, I got it right here, guys. Basically, using larger containers for visuals. Now me, I just like to keep a gallon, and I refill this with just water bottles. I don't buy one of these every day. For a minute there I was, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start refilling it with water bottles we have. But some people, clients that we have, they like to put markings on their containers, and it kind of helps them out where they know that, hey, by 7 a.m. I need to be here, by 9 a.m. I'm here, by noon I'm halfway through, so on and so on. And that really helps them keep it in their mind and keep it as, you know, something that is of the utmost importance. It's a priority for them into their body naturally after a certain point. It kind of takes over that natural urge to want to drink water on a regular basis, but they like to start with those visuals. And you don't necessarily have to just get a gallon like this and market. There are all kind of water bottles available now that companies make and market, because they know that that is a very big thing amongst the industry, especially for a lot of beginners who aren't familiar with drinking water on a regular basis. Having something that you can kind of mark and you can read off of and try to have small goals that basically sets for you, that you can try to obtain throughout the day, is not only something that's going to help you in the long run, because you are giving your body something that is very essential to it, but then you're also building confidence because you're completing goals and you're completing tasks throughout the day. And once you do that, it's going to give you a great feeling of satisfaction, and you're just going to want to continue to build on that. And that is always, as we speak about often, a part of the journey itself, is just setting those small goals for you to just obtain early so that you can reach that ultimate goal.
Yep. Like Nate said, it doesn't have to be a gallon. That may work best for Nate, because he can, you know, mentally make a note that I just have to get through one of these. But it doesn't have to be that. You know, some people do quarts. You know, whatever number in your head makes sense. Whether it's I need to drink 8 traditional like size water bottles in a day to get a gallon, or I need to only drink 4 of this size container, or 2 of this, right? Do whatever mentally works best for you. For me, I don't like carrying around a jug of water. I do get my gallon of water in a day, but I take a mental note a lot differently than Nate does.
I love being that guy when we go to restaurants and I walk in with this jug and everybody's looking like,
like being that person.
this fucking guy right here. Yeah, I like being that dude. I used to carry around like 8 to 10 water bottles just in my backpack, and I'm just like, I gotta finish all these throughout the day. But it wasn't easy to keep those cold, whereas with this, I can kind of toss it in the fridge or somewhere, keep it at a temperature that I like most. Larissa likes drinking her water at room temperature, which is more healthier for you guys, by the way, because your body absorbs it and you hydrate faster drinking it that way. But I like to have it a little bit chilled, that way it feels like it's more refreshing, especially because I feel like I'm always running hot because we're always moving and doing things. So to have it going in cold for me is it's a better feeling of satisfaction. But drinking it at that room temperature is a better way to do it, guys, if you are hydrating, if that's like something that you are really, really needing. Because you know, guys, it's pretty much what an IV is, right? They don't give you a cold IV when they're trying to hydrate you. They give you something that's at a balanced temperature so that your body can absorb it a lot easier.
Yep, guys, so do whatever works best for you. If you need to get a cute little, water bottle and that helps you, do it. Whatever works best for you mentally. And number 4, this kind of goes along with this. Now that you have a mental visual, you need to aim to get half a gallon of water in by noon.
Hey, I know what y'all thinking. I put 2 water bottles in here since this morning, so I'm past the halfway I'm probably get a little bit more than a gallon in as normal. But no, this is me. I filled it up a little bit. I've been out early this morning, so I put a little bit in. So I'm past it by noon, just so y'all know. I know y'all looking.
That looks like it's about half anyway.
Well, it gets bigger down at the rim down here, but you know they got like this dude, because they do that when I did push-ups before. I remember that dude in the comment section. He's not even going all the way up or down, whatever the shit he said about full layout push-ups. I'm like, there gotta always be somebody in the comments. So I'm trying to stop you before you start talking your stuff.
Or you're just gonna encourage more banter. So, all right, guys, finish half a gallon in by noon. That's gonna be your indicator that you're on the right track. If you're behind, then that might tell you, hey, I need to make sure that I'm drinking a little bit more frequently. So it's just a reminder for you that you need to stay on task, and different times during the day, maybe that corresponds with your lunch break, that can be a good reminder for you to make sure that you're on top of things. And number 5, you're gonna see all of these kind of go hand in hand. If you are just someone that forgets to eat or forgets to drink water, which is a whole nother video in itself that we would have to probably get into. But if you, yeah.
Right, because I want to talk about 6 sixes. I got some good stuff for that one.
All right, so yeah, so 5 guys. If you're a person that identifies with what I'm saying, that you're like, oh, I just forgot to drink water today, or oh, I just forgot to eat, and it's like 8 o'clock at night.
That's 99% of you.
It's a lot of you.
How many clients have we had that actually knew to drink water consistently? Like it was a priority, like.
Very few.
Or even the first early on, we was encouraging them. We try to get them to adapt. Like, how many of them were able to do it?
Well, I would say that came to us originally. Man, it's a very small percentage that were already doing it.
If we seen 20 people, how many of that 20 would you say would have actually done it?
That would have came to us already doing it?
Or that would have did it from day one to like, okay, here I'm gonna lay out. You know, we give everyone after the initial consultation they sign up. Hey, start doing this prior to leading up to those sessions so that they can recover better, they just feel better before they start. How many of them actually follow that?
I would say like 1.
Well, 99% of y'all, that's all I'm just trying to make you. A lot of you don't do that, and this is very important to set those reminders and timers, as Larissa is saying, so that you are just constantly beating it into your brain to do these things until they become just more natural. It's like building that new habit over that 21 days. The same thing with the gallon. When it just gets a lot more easier for you to do, and it's not something that you gotta, oh, I need to be doing this. Just trying to beat it into your brain because guys, you aren't going to do it. So use those timers.
Yep, guys, when on your phone, have like an alarm or your reminders go off, or it's buzzing at you, it's vibrating, whatever works best for you. There's a reason. What is it? Is it Fitbit that does this? Or Apple? I don't know. I'm not like a tech person, you'll know. But there's a watch that will buzz at you if you're not being active enough, right? It will tell you to get up and start moving. This is a very similar scenario here. It's the same concept, because whatever company that is, Fitbit or Apple, whoever does that, who has that watch that will literally alert you and buzz at you to tell you to get up and moving because you've been too sedentary for too long. This is the same idea, guys, because they knew that that was a needed product. So I'm not telling you to go buy an expensive watch or anything like that if you don't want to. You can literally just take your phone, set alarms, set reminders in your phone, and have the exact same concept where it's coming up, your alarm's going off, and it's saying drink water, drink water, drink water at whatever times make sense for your schedule. But for some people, that's needed, especially in the beginning, until it becomes a habit. So make sure to do that. Don't feel silly doing it. This is your health, and it's a priority. And trust me, you're gonna get very annoyed when those alarms go off, 8, 10, 12, whatever times a day. And so eventually, you're going to start just doing it. You're gonna be repetitive with the consistency and motion of drinking water that you won't need the alarms forever. So use them at the beginning if you know you're that person that says, well, I just forgot, or I didn't have time today, all right? Literally put it in your schedule. It is that important. And number 6, Nate's gonna get into this one.
Yes, guys, quality of the water you drink, it matters. So if you can refrain, or if you can focus on drinking more natural waters, things that's spring waters for the most part, Ice Mountain is a world common one here in the Midwest, so that's a good brand. But trying to stay away from some of those purified waters that are manipulated, that has a lot of different chemicals in there. Dasani is a really, really big one. I was really blown away one day.
We don't need to like give out brands or anything.
Well, I'm only gonna give that out because, again, this really, really threw me off one day. I picked up a bottle of Dasani in the car. It was kind of warm, and I opened it up. Not the bottle was warm; it was warm outside. And I snapped it, and it had that fizzy sound like a soda would. And I flipped it over and started reading the label and seeing a lot of the chemicals that they put in the water. And again, a lot of us think that water is water, right? Like, what more could be done to water? There are a lot of different things that they do put in the waters, and they can do that could affect you in the long run as well. So, trying to drink a lot of natural spring water should be your main focus. Ice Mountain is a good brand. You got other ones out there as well. But here in Indianapolis, and I know Minnesota's a really good city, there are a lot of natural springs as well where you can go and get fresh water that hasn't even been touched. So if you got access to doing something of that nature, again, I know a city like Minnesota, I had a client that was from there, and she told me about a place, I think it's called 10 Springs or something like that, but basically it's a bunch of running wells of just fresh water that people go with buckets and bottles. There's one in Carmel, Indiana. We used to go to it when we lived close, where it's just a well running, fresh spring water, untouched. You can just go and fill it up. It never stops.
I mean,
it never
it's clean,
freezes.
like it's been filtered, right, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm saying it's spring water. It's fresh water. So if you can go get those type of things, try to stick to that more. And trust me, like, again, Fiji is a really, really good brand as well. I know that's expensive, but I'm just using that to say the quality of those waters matter. If you talk to anyone who drinks Fiji, they'll tell you why they drink Fiji, and it's a purpose for it. And we know that to have the best quality, to have something of, of better health or so on, is going to cost you a little bit of something, and that should never be an issue. So, but if you can get access to the spring stuff, the natural stuff that's available, some cities have them. I know we got one well here. Minnesota got tons, and there are other places as well. Utilize those things, and trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Yep, and guys, definitely, if you're not big on water bottles and you have access to a spring, do that like Nate said, or make sure you get a really great filtration system for your home. Like, that can also be an option too for you guys. Please, it's 2021, so I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but I know some of you are drinking straight out of the tap. Don't do that, guys. I mean, like, here at the gym, I don't even like giving the tap water to my dog. And it's because you can smell the chemicals. You can smell the chemicals in the water. It's just, guys, please.
It smells like bleach.
Yes, it smells like chlorine. It smells like a swimming pool. So it might even be worth you guys, investing some money, getting your water tested to make sure that you have what you need there, because I think you'll be surprised at how many chemicals are in just like your running tap water. So if you're somebody that's still drinking from the tap, please stop doing that, guys. Long term, it's not good for you. So look into it more, consider it. Quality does matter with everything, and that includes your water. Now, if you're someone that's just like, well, I don't like the taste of water no matter what, that's a whole other video for another day. But that's not normal. If your body does not crave water, which is like the number one essential thing that it needs, then that's an issue that you would have to address. So if you're someone like that, reach out to us personally. We can help you love water again. And for fun, go ahead, guys, and drop your favorite brand of water in the comments. And that's going to let us know if you guys actually drink water or not. Because real water drinkers know which brands taste the best. So go ahead and drop it in the comments. Price doesn't matter. We just want to hear from you. And
I said the two best ones for the most
I
part.
like Core. If I could afford it all the time, I would.
Core, you got it's another, I think, the essentials too.
There's a few brands out there that are really good.
But Fiji is gonna top over everything. I'm sorry, Fiji is gonna.
Now, as far as like
everybody.
As far
Fiji
as price, if you're just looking for an easy to grab, affordable water bottle, Ice Mountain is probably going to be the best. That's not going to be, the higher expense ones. So
Yeah, Myers and them got good brands too. Myers got a good spring water that's like, yeah, Myers first time there's like $2.79 for 24, 28. Sometimes you get that 32 and what is it? I forgot which place it was. I think that's Walmart, 32 pack of Ice Mountain, but you can get it at a lower price and it'll normally be about the same price as that 28 pack. But you get those extra bottles, which is always a plus for me. So again, let us see those brands that you guys are drinking, and that'll let us know a lot. But we're gonna move on to number 7 too, because this is something that can help assist with you being hydrated, especially when it comes to the fruits, guys. But adding fruits, veggies, high quality foods like that into your diet regularly as well. Mainly with the fruit side of things, there are a lot of fresh fruits that have a lot of nutritional properties to it that helps your body stay hydrated as well. So trying to have some of those things like watermelon is a good one, any of your honeydews, cantaloupes and stuff like that. Those things are high in water. Those things are high in water content, so they help your body thus get more hydrated as well. And it is a natural fluid inside that fruit. So
and although we want to get you to the point where you truly and genuinely enjoy the taste of just plain water, if you absolutely need to, you can also add the fruits, veggies, or like high quality essential oils into your water for taste. So that's where like that lemon comes in. Or, you know, we used to back in the day like infuse our water with like different fruits or like cucumbers and mint,
I
right?
used to think that was the coldest shit. I'd walk around with my mason jar with my lime.
And everybody's like, what is that?
Yeah,
What is
my
that?
blueberries
Yeah.
and strawberries. I'm like, yeah, I'm better than you. Yeah, no, I drink water with fruit in it.
There's also containers that allow that to take place too, that make it easier. But yeah, you can infuse your water. If you do use essential oils, make sure it's a high quality, guys, because you don't want to consume essential oils that are not of that high quality. But those things can help.
No, I was gonna bring up Google when we went to Google with your brother. Remember we went into their cafeteria and they had all of those infused waters up there. I was like, man, Google is, hey, I know why Google is the best employee per company in all of the country. I mean, that place is amazing to work for. I could only imagine. I know that's why Johnny wanted to be in there, but man, they got a hell of a food court. Like,
That's what Nate talks about. We go see like this beautiful
yeah, oil
campus.
changes, haircuts.
Yeah, they do all this crazy.
The workout right on
This
campus.
is totally off topic, but yeah, my brother, no spoiler alert here, he works at Google. He's also our business partner, so if you guys didn't know that, Jeremy Pittman, shout out to him because he's a huge part of Never Settle. You guys just don't see a lot of the work that he does, it's all behind the scenes. But yeah, he works at Google. He took us to his campus one time when we were in San Francisco. And, you know, it's this beautiful campus. You have all these different perks, and Nate's talking about the food. That's like that's where his automatic go-to.
Literally, it's unbelievable. It was an unbelievable experience. They had everything.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up real quickly here. I'm going to add one more point because Nate kind of triggered this for me when he said something about it earlier. Number 8 now, we're adding this on to help you get a gallon of water in a day is to drink your water warm. So I actually mean heating it up. Some people really like that, myself included. I like teas, but I'm just talking about plain hot water. There are people who do not like drinking lukewarm or cold water all day long. And that's okay. If you want to boil your water and drink it hot, do that. If that's going to help you get your water intake in, do that. Because I actually do know a decent amount of people who prefer it that way, and it has helped them get more water intake in and to increase their hydration level. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and incorporate that.
I'm not boiling no damn water unless I'm cooking some damn eggs. I'm boiling eggs. Like, what do you mean boiling, drinking water? Well,
A lot of people, okay, seriously, a lot.
water?
Yes. They might put lemon or something. It's the same concept as tea. They just don't put the herbs in there. They might put a splash of lemon or something.
That tea bag is most definitely going in there if I'm gonna boil
Hey,
water.
there's some people out there that really like that.
Wait. So you just boil the water, put it in a pan, boil it, take it off the stove, pour it in a cup, and just go to town on that shit. That's what you're saying.
Yes. I am. Yeah,
All right, guys, I heard it here first.
Look,
Boil that water,
I guarantee
pour it in a nice mug,
I
and go to town.
guarantee there's
just funny to think about. But I will say this: we did mention back in a few training talks back about the importance of having a hot beverage with your meals because it helps the digestion of the food, helps break your food down. So I'm just joking around, just thinking about boiling water.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, like every time I see water boil, either I was sick and my mom was trying to make me something, I'm drinking some tea, or I'm about to boil some damn eggs. Like, that was the only time. But to just boil it, pour it in a mug, and just, that's it? Like, really? I just had to laugh about it. But there is a lot of benefits to it to help aid the digestive system, help break your food down, and that helps get you a better night's sleep and helps reduce those stress levels.
So that's it, guys. Quick recap. If you want to be able to drink a gallon of water a day and stay hydrated and not be a part of that 75% of Americans who aren't, then start off your day by drinking 16 ounces before you ever brush your teeth. Reduce or completely eliminate sugary drinks. Use large containers for visuals. Finish half a gallon of water by noon. Use timers on your phone to remind you when to drink. And make sure that you're drinking high quality water. We always suggest spring water for that. You can add more fruits and veggies into your diet, or you can infuse them into your water or add essential oils into your water if you're not quite ready for just the plain taste of water. That can kind of help you in your journey. And then number 8, boil up that water and drink it hot.
Hold on, speaking of hot, I'm gonna add a number 9, but it's not gonna take any time.
Dang. Okay.
If you live in a place that is hot all the time, or throughout those summer seasons when it's really hot outside, guys, you even want to be more adamant about keeping your body hydrated. The hotter it is outside, the more you're going to be sweating and you're going to need more fluids. So if you are living in a place like, what is it, Florida, I guess is something that comes to my mind right off the bat, or somewhere that is just naturally going to be hot. If you're out of the country and you live in somewhere where it's naturally hot, if you're seeing this, I know we're connected worldwide, you want to be getting water on a more of a regular basis because you're going to be burning a lot more fluids. Your body's going to be sweating, so you're going to be releasing a lot more. So summertime, guys, make sure that you're taking this whole hydration thing to another level. And if you didn't know, you should be trying to, we talked about a gallon, but at least half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, 50 ounces of water is ideal. If you weigh 80 pounds, 40 ounces of water, so on and so on. You get the idea, but that's all I wanted to add. If you're living in a hot climate, year-round, or throughout that time of the year, just be more cognizant of getting that hydration in because you're going to need it. You don't want to be passed out over in the sun somewhere.
All right, guys, there you have it. Tips on how to drink a gallon of water a day. Go ahead and let us know if you have ever tried any of these tips, or if you're willing to try any of these tips, and which ones you are going to try out. So go ahead and drop that in the comments. Let us hear from you. And if you have any other topics that you want to be addressed, go ahead and just drop them in the comments now. We would love to specifically address what you want to hear. So drop those in the comments, guys, and we will feature your topic on one of our Trainer Talk Tuesdays. So we love you guys, and as always, never give up.
Never lose hope.
Never settle.
And Roxy stole one of the kids' apples and is crunching on it on the floor right now. So now I gotta go see about that.